Hi everyone, this is Tony, and today we will be discussing about a part of risk management that is position size. And I believe that if you all can understand this part of trading, then you can really maximize your profit and you will be aware, you can control emotional trading because if you have read any book, if you have seen any inspirational video or motivational video on trading, you have seen that everybody speaks that if you can control your emotions, you can win the market. Okay, and position size is actually the best way to control your emotions. Okay, so to in detail, what is position size and what is risk management, I have already made a video and you can watch that. And if you will watch that video, the third part of the video was position size. Okay, and in the previous video, I have explained that position size has a formula, and from that formula, you should always participate into a trade. And the formula of position size I explained there was your total wallet balance or trading balance, whatever you call it, into the risk percentage, the risk you want to afford, divide by stop loss, right? So if we are trading on Binance, so we are trading without leverage, okay? Because Binance also have margin trading now. So I would say if you are trading without leverage, you can directly use this position size formula and you can start trading. Okay, this is stop loss is actually is in percentage. So let's consider we are assuming here that you have a portfolio of one BTC, or I can say you have 7,000 US dollars. You can count in any manner. If you count your wallet balance through BTC, you can count it with the BTC. If you count it in dollars, you can count it in dollars. Okay. So if I have a trade, and in the trade, I've got an entry at 1,000. I've got my stop loss at 800. I've got my exit at, let's suppose it's 1500. Okay, this is your entry, exit, and stop loss. All right, so first we will count what is the percentage stop loss we have in the trade. Okay, so percentage stop loss is the distance, so you can count that with the difference between entry and stop loss, that is 200. You can divide that with 1000, and whatever it comes, you can multiply that with 100. So it will come 0.20, right? You will calculate that with 100. So it's a simple percentage formula. So it's 20%. So the stop loss distance is 20%. Okay. So what would be your position size for the trade? That would be your wallet balance. If your wallet balance is, let's assume it's 1 BTC, you need to multiply with the risk percentage. Okay, usually I say that you should always use 1% risk, but just for an example, I'm using 2% risk in this example. Okay, however, I always suggest, especially for beginners, you should always use 1% risk. Okay, so if we are using 2% risk, we will put the 2 here, we will divide it with the percentage stop loss, that is 20. Okay, equivalent, we will calculate, we will use a calculator. Okay, so it would be 2 divided by 20.1. So in trade, we will enter with 0.1 BTC. Okay, if we will be entering with 0.1 BTC, what will happen here? Only there would be a fixed loss in the trade, which we already know, so we can control our emotion using that. What is the benefit of fixing the loss or fixing the risk? That you have already fixed as 2% in this example. If you are using position size formula and you have already fixed the risk, so if your stop loss is 10%, 5%, 7%, or even 25%, it really does not matter. And you can always take a trade with a fixed risk, because when if the trade goes against your direction, so you should always know how much I can lose. So if you have fixed the risk 2%, so you can maximum lose 2% of your portfolio. So what was your portfolio? Your wallet balance was 1 BTC. In case price hit stop loss in this trade, if price hit stop loss, you actually lose 20% of the position size. What was our position size? Our position size was 0.1 Bitcoin. Okay. And if we take 20% of that, that will come 0.02 BTC. So when you used a formula of position size, you used your complete wallet balance, risk, and only stop loss, and you found a fixed position size which you invested in the trade. And after investing into the trade, the maximum loss you can do in that particular trade, that is 0.02 Bitcoin. Okay. If in the same example we had the stop loss of only 5%. Okay. In the same example, if we have 5% stop loss, so what would be the position size? Position size would be 1 BTC, 2% is a risk, divided by 5, right? Because we have considered a stop loss as 5%. What would be our position size in this? 2 divided by 5, 0.4 BTC. If we have same trade idea, but the stop loss is only 5%, that means if we enter at 1000 and our stop loss is 950, that is only 5% distant from our entry, we will invest 0.4 BTC in that trade, not 1 BTC, not 0.1 BTC. What we will invest? We will invest 0.4 BTC. So what will happen? In this trade, if we hit a stop loss, if we trigger this stop loss, we again lose our risk amount only. What was our risk? Our risk was 2%. What is 2% of 1 BTC? That is 0.02 BTC, right? Okay. So if we trigger a stop loss of 5% on this balance, that means 0.4 into 5%, that comes 0.02 BTC, right? So if our stop loss change, our position size change, and if we use position size formula, we can fix our loss. Okay, so it does not matter in a trade if your stop loss is of 5%, your stop loss is of 10%, or you have a stop loss of 20%. It really does not matter. The only thing that matters is 0.0. Sorry, the matters is your position size. If you have used position size calculator, you will invest the amount with the maximum possible loss of 0.02 BTC. If you start using this formula in your alts trade, you can really be quite free from the computer, because you can just enter into the trade, and after entering into the trade, you can just leave the trade, because you know that even if this trade goes against me, this is the maximum loss I can afford. Okay. I'm just making this video very short because I want to discuss basically Bitmex, but I just gave a simple example of finance. I know some of you could not understand it if it was very quick. What you have to do is you will have to go and watch my previous video where I have given a complete detailed explanation on this particular topic. The subject of that video is how to trade alts, what's the best way to trade alts. Okay, if you watch that video, you will understand this example very well. Those who already knew risk management, it was just a simple revision for you. Okay, and I just did that very fast. Okay, now I want you make understand one thing, how you can do the same thing for Bitmex, because many people are afraid that in Bitmex we can get liquidated and we can lose all our funds, right? The word rat came from there, right? So what I want to tell you that actually it has no difference if you trade on Bitmex or Binance. You can lose equivalent at both places. It does not matter you are using Bitmex, you are using Binance, you are using leverage trading, you are using non-leverage trading. It does not really matter. Why? Why it does not matter? Because the only thing that is important is position size. I will tell you how Bitmex actually, sorry, the leverage trading actually came to existence. I want to tell you that first, because if you understand why Bitmex trading or why leverage trading came to existence, you will understand why it does not matter you are trading Binance or you are trading Bitmex, you are trading Bybit, you are trading DEX or any exchange. It does not matter. The only thing matters is position size, how much you are investing. Okay. So let me explain you. If in the same scenario, okay, if in the same scenario, in the same example, okay, if I have my entry at particular level, okay, I enter into a trade, okay, at suppose 1,000, okay, my balance is one Bitcoin, right? And I'm very confident on the trade, okay? I feel that I'm 110% sure that this trade is not going against me. Are you getting me? Okay. And I want to use 3% risk. Are you getting me? Usually I use 1% risk or 2% risk, but for this particular trade, I want to use 3% risk on my position. Okay. This is the situation here. Now, I got entry at 1,000 and I'm very confident about it. The reason behind that is because I feel my stop loss is very close. Okay. Why I'm confident about this trade and why I want to take 3% risk? Because what I see is my stop loss is only 1% away. Okay. What I'm telling you, my stop loss is only 1% away, and that is at 990. So I bought a particular coin, let's suppose any name. I bought Theta at 1,000. Okay, my stop loss is 990, right? I want to use 1% of stop loss and I want to risk 3%. So what will be my position size? Let's calculate what would be my position size. So I have one BTC, right? I have 3% risk, so total is 3. Divide by stop loss. If I divide by the stop loss, that is 1, equal to 3 BTC. So in this trade, I should invest 3 BTC, right? Why? Because if my risk is 3%, so what is the maximum value I can lose? That is 3% of my complete portfolio. My complete portfolio is one Bitcoin. And if I am taking 3% of it, it comes 0.03 Bitcoin. So this is the maximum value I can lose if I'm using 3% risk, right? If I am going to invest 3 Bitcoin in that trade, if I hit stop loss, that is at 1% distance, what would be my loss? 0.03 BTC. So I am doing right. So for this particular trade, I need 3 Bitcoin, right? But what is the actual balance I have in my wallet? That is only 1 Bitcoin. So now you got confused. I have 1 Bitcoin, right? I want to use 3% risk because I can use 1 to 100%. My stop loss is only 1% away. Position size says that I should invest 3 Bitcoin in that trade, right? But how's that possible? If I have only 1 Bitcoin in my wallet, how can I invest 3 Bitcoin in that particular trade? Okay, that was the question. That's from where leverage word came to existence. Okay, this is from where leverage trading came to existence. So now when traders started facing this problem that they want to invest 3 Bitcoin, but they actually have only 1 Bitcoin, exchanges came and they gave an offer. Exchanges gave an offer that what we are doing, they offered to the traders that we are going to give you the leverage. Trader asked, what? I didn't understand. What is leverage? I didn't understand what you are going to give me. So what exchange said? Exchange said, you have 1 Bitcoin, right? I said, yes, I have 1 Bitcoin. So they said that when you will enter into the trade and you want to have 3 Bitcoin, the rest 2 BTC we will give you as a loan. We will give you 2 BTC as a loan. Okay. So your total balance in that particular trade will become 2 plus 1, 3 Bitcoin. Okay. So I said, but if I take a loan from you of 2 Bitcoin, if I lose the trade, how would I pay you? How would I pay your 2 Bitcoins? So the exchange said, when you enter into a trade, we will be giving you 2 Bitcoin, but at any point of time, if your loss is greater than your real balance, that is 1 Bitcoin, we will liquidate your trade. We will liquidate your trade and we will take our 2 Bitcoin back. So we are actually allowing you to use 2 of our Bitcoin into that trade just to make your position size perfect, but you cannot lose them. That's from where liquidation price came to existence. Okay, so on 3 Bitcoin, if I lose 33% in that trade, I lose 1 Bitcoin, right? If I lose 33%, 33.33, don't be exact accurate, right? So I will lose 1 Bitcoin, and that's where the exchange will liquidate my position, and remaining 2 BTC, they will keep it back. Okay, this is how actually leverage trading is started, and this is how liquidation and leverage came to existence. All right. So the position size calculator is same for Binance or Bitmex. It just matters what you are going to risk. If your risk is a little higher and your stop loss is little closer, so you need actually a position size more than your balance, and that's from where the leverage trading is started, and that's how you need to understand the risk management for Bitmex. Okay. If you did not understand this, I will repeat it in the end. And if you can just rewind my video at the end, you can just watch it twice or thrice. You will understand what I want to convey you. Okay. In the first time, maybe you do not understand, but if you will watch it a couple of times, you will understand it. Okay. I can guarantee you. And still, if you have any question, you can anytime ping me on Telegram at Cloud Stony. So what you understood till now, what is leverage and what is leverage trading. So how I'm going to use my position size for Bitmex now. So let's take an example. If I have 0.1 Bitcoin balance on my Bitmex account. If any place I'm using Bitmex, that means I'm using leverage trading. Sorry about that. Being a crypto trader, I'm using Bitmex as my priority leverage trading exchange. So I'm using Bitmex. Okay. However, now Binance has introduced leverage trading. That's a different thing. And if I take Binance trading name, that means I want to talk to you without leverage trading. Okay. So if I have 0.1 BTC balance on my Bitmex, all right, what would be my position size? No difference. No difference. Your position size would be the same formula. Your wallet balance, okay, into risk percentage, whatever risk you want to take, that is divided by stop loss. And this is whatever the value comes, this is your position size. In Bitmex term, we call it order value. Okay, remember this word. This is the position size, and in Bitmex, we call it order value. So the position size and the order value is same thing. Okay. Order value includes margin plus leverage. Okay. Order value includes margin plus leverage. Margin is the actual balance. Margin is the actual balance you will use from your real wallet. Okay. And leverage is the virtual balance that would be given to you by the exchange. Okay. Order value consists both of them. So if I am using 10x leverage, okay, that means my 0.1 BTC turned as 1 BTC. Okay, if I am taking 0.1 Bitcoin in a position using 10x leverage, what would be my order value? So my order value would be the amount I am investing. If I'm investing complete balance, so 0.1, what is the leverage given to me by the exchange? That is 0.9. okay, and equivalent to 1 BTC. Are you getting me? Okay, so order value consists margin plus leverage offered by the exchange. All right. So in case I want to use 20x, all right, if I want to use 20x, what would be my order value? If I am using 10x, my order value was 1 Bitcoin. If I am using 20x on the all balance, what would be my order value? That would be 2 Bitcoin. Are you getting me? If you apply your invested amount, your wallet balance, or the amount you are putting in the trade into the leverage, that equivalents to your order value. All right. So this is how you can understand what is order value, and the margin you invest in the Bitmex term, that is called as cost. Okay. So in Bitmex, margin is equivalent to cost and position size is equivalent to order value. These are different terms used by Bitmex. All right. So let's come to the position size formula. Now we have a scenario. We have a trade. Let's suppose talk about Bitcoin. We have our entry at 7,000. Okay. And we are going, I'm taking a buy entry here. So I'm using long or buy order, right? So if I'm using long or buy order, entry is 7,000. My stop loss, let's suppose my stop loss is 6650, right? My stop loss is 6650. That is a distance of 5%. Okay. In the trade, I want to use 2% risk. In all the examples, I'm using 2% because if I use 1%, it makes calculations very easy. All right. This is my risk of 2%. So if I just proceed further and calculate my position size, what would be my position size? What is my balance? So we had considered, I have typed above, our balance is 0.1 Bitcoin. Okay. So what would be a position size? That would be wallet balance, that is 0.1 Bitcoin, into the risk percentage, that is 2. What is my stop loss? My stop loss is 5%. So what would be the position size? It would be 0.1 multiplied by 2 divided by 5. It is 0.04. It is 0.04 BTC you need to invest. Okay. Now you have quite options. If you want to use leverage of 1x, you do not want to take any loan from exchange, you can use 1x leverage and you can directly invest 0.04 BTC into that trade. Okay. If you want to use 5x leverage, if you want to use 5x leverage, how much you can invest? You can just divide the position size by the leverage. So if I divide the leverage, the position size, that is 0.04. If I divide that with leverage with the 5, how much BTC I need to invest? I need to invest 0.008 Bitcoin. Are you getting me? I need to invest 0.008 Bitcoin, and rest of the amount, the remaining amount is 0.032 BTC. That will be given by exchange, or you can call that is our leverage. Okay. If I am using 10x from your wallet balance, you just need to invest 0.004 BTC and remaining 0.0 36 BTC will be offered from the leverage, but your order value, your position size, that will always be same, and that is equivalent to position size which you have calculated, that is 0.04 BTC. Okay, this is how you can calculate it. So you can also term as the formula of position size for Bitmex, that is wallet balance into risk percentage divide by percentage stop loss into leverage. This is how you can derive your position size or your order, your cost. Okay, for so this is not position size, sorry, this is cost value. This is cost value or margin value. So if you want to derive the cost or margin value, that will come with this formula. Okay, this is how you can calculate your risk management for Bitmex. Okay, I will make a short video. A next short video will be, I'll be making that with the use with the example how it will work and show on Bitmex, the Bitmex account. I will be explaining it in a few minutes. But before that, I want to know if you have any query, you can just leave the message in chat box. I'm giving you a minute. Please type your questions if you have any. Yes, I will be posting this video on YouTube, no issue. Okay, so you would be able to watch it completely. All right, so if you have any other question, you can directly DM me in Telegram. This is all from my end on this particular video, and I will be making a short video next by showing this particular example on the exchange. Thank you everybody who joined us. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day.